Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Excuse the rumfle up look. I was taking a little exercise around the Savannah. While I'm doing it, a gentleman stopped me while I'm walking. Park up his car, his door open, and he walked across to me and he asked me if he could have a minute of my time. And he said to me, "Mr. Gentleman, you don't know me, but I was driving around the Savannah and I saw you, and I made 2 runs around the Savannah to make sure it was you." He said, "Because I don't know your name, I see you in 2 videos, and I wanted to stop and ask you some questions." A fella named Kenny. And the fact that Kenny only saw 2 videos means that I don't know if Kenny will see this. But Kenny left with my number. And while he was talking to me, Kenny is an elderly, black, educated gentleman. You could tell by Kenny's words that he's seen a lot and he knows a lot. And I told him, I said, anybody who would make 2 runs around the Savannah just to see if it was me, and then get out your car to come and try to have a conversation with me, that required some compassion and some love of country, and I thanked him for that. And I told him, I said, while I'm walking, I'm asking myself, why is this what I am doing with my life? I keep telling you all I'm 53 years old. Yesterday I met a friend in a supermarket. He's older than me, friend of my family. Real decent guy. He was a powerful man. He was a contractor and he used to do work for all the big and the wealthy. And he's telling me that he had to put his wife in a home now because he too frail to care for her. And she has Alzheimer's and she's falling out of bed and she's bruising up herself. And he can't lift her. And he can't do for her what he needs to do for her. So he had to put her in a home and go and visit her for an hour a day, twice a day. And he's telling me what it feels like lying on our bed alone. And I'm watching him at the supermarket with his box of strawberries and his 2-3 items of bread and something else, with his returnable bag. And I'm thinking that this guy had so much life and so much in front of him, and now he's at the end of his road, and for all the power and for all the money and for all the everything, this is him limping to the cash register with his 2-3 items. And I'm thinking to myself that that's what life is, because strip it down of everything else, this all is about that we live until we die. And at some point I am going to be old and frail if I live long enough. And I'm thinking, walking around the Savannah, I'm thinking of him because my mind went to him, because it disturbed me. I know them a long time. I know them my whole life. And to know that she's now in a home because she has dementia and Alzheimer's and she doesn't know who she is and she doesn't know who he is. And I feel that inside me, because these were people that had substance. I mean, everybody has substance, but I'm trying to make a point that you would think that no matter how big you get and how huge you get and how much power you get, you don't miss that boat. That boat comes for all of us. And I'm 53. And I'm thinking, because I'm looking at my dad, and my dad in his late 70s is a shell of the powerful man that my dad was. And I'm thinking, I only have so many good and enjoyable years left. And I asked Kenny, because I said, Kenny, you wouldn't believe it. You asked me what I think. He asked me, what do you think about? And I said, Kenny, right now I'm thinking, how did I end up in this? Wasting these last good years of my life fighting for a country that seems so bent on destroying itself. It seems so committed to destroying itself. Our entire country is so corrupt, it's obscene, it's disgusting, it's perverse. And Kenny asked me, Kenny is, for all his education and his knowledge and his worldliness, he's driving an old beat up old model Sentra. His walking stick is a PVC pipe. And I know the biggest reason for that is because Kenny is not the right race for his education and knowledge and worldliness to be transformed into wealth. And I'm thinking, do I have the language? He said to me, in the 2 videos I saw of you, I understand you love your country. I don't think that's enough. I love Trinidad and Tobago, but I don't like it at all. I love Trinidad and Tobago, where I have been my whole life boasting about this country. When my whole family had opportunity to migrate during the recession of the 80s, I never left. And I stayed and I worked and I built myself and I love this country. But right now, I'd leave. If I could get all of my loved ones out of Trinidad, I'm being honest with you, I would leave. And to the intelligent and the critical thinkers who, I want your vote, I want your vote. I really want your vote. If we stay this course and we see it through, I want your vote. But I'm telling you this, if a door opens for you today to take your loved ones and get out, get out. Trinidad and Tobago is a country where the government is lying to you conveniently. Keith Rowley discovered on Ash Wednesday that we have an economic crisis caused by a pandemic that is growing and brewing in the world. But he was distracted by Carnival, so he wanted to wind low and touch his toe. And I want to tell you something. And I'm not even fighting Keith Rowley anymore. He can do what he wants. He can do what he wants. Because at the end of the day, if this country destroys itself, it would have done it deliberately. I'm not fed up. I'm always tired. I do politics 16, 18 hours a day. You all know that. I don't stop. I take all the hits, all the lawsuits, all the character assassinations, all the defamations, all the shit shows that come with politics. I take all the victimization, and each time it gets me stronger. I take all the talk, I listen to all the attacks, and each time, all I need is a little sleep, and I get stronger. I wanted, and the reason I'm doing this video, the reason I'm sitting on this bench doing this video now, is while Kenny was talking to me, Kenny was saying so many things, and I'm thinking, if Trinidad overheard this man now and didn't wake up and didn't show up or stand up, then it is our destiny to fail. And don't get me wrong, I've compared the politics sometimes. I tell people it feels like standing in Maracas Beach in the water where the waves break with my arms stretched wide, trying to hold back the waves. It feels like that. the corruption in Trinidad and Tobago, the criminality, the white-collar criminality, the corrupt professionals, lawyers, accountants, the decadent and deviant politicians. I mean, we have some of the nastiest humans that God ever assembled in positions of power in this country, who look down on the average person and conspire to brutalize them in every single way possible to make themselves look better and feel better. And I don't know why, because we all die. We all die. Let's use the example of Carlos Sabga. Carlos Sabga was at the top of his game when the United States Embassy and the German Embassy rented from you, you're large. And when he get that cancer diagnosis, travel the world. Travel the world. Anybody who would shake a flower or a chicken foot over him, anybody who had a prayer or a poem, he went. Still dead. Because we all gonna die. And I'm thinking, Kenny took my number. He's gonna call me. And I'll forget this feeling this morning, because every single day we wake up, strap on our boots, and we go again. Because I want to say this to Trinidad and Tobago. I said this to Kenny. My father raised me that to whom much is given, much is expected. People have said to me, you were born for this time. And I am thinking, yes, but I could have been born to fail. Failure is an act too. I am not in any denial or have any delusions of grandeur. I live a humble life. I dress simply. I don't own a single item of jewelry. I drive a van. I was telling Kenny, I said, when my son became a man, I thought I'd retire and go and see the world. I have things I want to see the world. But that nagging nonsense that my father put in my head that has me doing this still, and we will see it through. I have been blessed to meet real good spirits along the journey. People who see the insanity of this bet that I am betting and take their hands deep in their pocket and pull out what they had and throw it on the table too. We betting with you, Phil. We coming along. I've been blessed to meet spirits, and I swear to you, God's hands are in this movement, because nothing that we've done I could take credit for. Everything we've done all happened at the right time, and the right people walked through the door at the right moment. And so I get that. And I know that we are going to not only stay this course, we are going to make a strong statement. In 2 weeks' time, I am announcing the first, I thought it was 4, found out yesterday it's 8. In 2 weeks' time, we're announcing 8, our first 8 candidates in 2 weeks' time. And I am one of those 8. And I am going after the seat controlled by a senior PNM politician that has had control of that seat for decades. And I will drown this country in information. And I will drown it in knowledge. And I will work at the next few months to this election campaign harder than I worked in my entire life. Harder than any politician has ever worked in this country. And I will stand with anybody who wants a better Trinidad and Tobago, whoever they are, from whatever walk of life. And we will make the absolute best effort to set the people of this country free. And if they choose to continue along the path that they're on, as is their right, I will respect it. And I will go my way. But I wanted Kenny to know, and all the Kennys out there, your love of country, your compassion, your commitment, your support is what this movement is built on. It is for all the people, whether they join the party or not, for all the people who send me all those messages of encouragement, all those people who send a little support financial for the party, all those people who stand. That's why there's a Progressive Empowerment Party. And that is why we will see it through to the very end. And I promise Trinidad and Tobago this. Like I told Kenny, politics is difficult. The nation was set up to fail by the colonials. Eric Williams took that and took advantage of it. And every PNM government since has made it worse. I mean, this Rowley is a beast. Manning was a vile and reprehensible human who was very good at acting for the public. But when he met with his criminal co-conspirators, he was a vile and reprehensible human being. Keith Rowley is a nasty, nasty man. He's a beast. But the UNC learned how to thief from the PNM. And the UNC learned that there was nothing in this country to stop people in power from stealing. So that when the UNC was given a chance under Pandey and then under Kamla, instead of using the opportunity to fix the country and prevent those things from happening in the future, they too took advantage of it. So when you ask me, why not working with the UNC? That is why. And if there is ever any reason for any coalition that I could join, because Kenny said that, he said there are a lot of people and we need to get all the people together. And I said to Kenny, the reason I am so reluctant to join with anybody is because the compromises that they expect me to make, I cannot make. And I told him there is a saying, the juice not worth the squeeze. Joining forces to win, but selling your integrity and your ethics for the victory is not what I am for or about. I promise Trinidad and Tobago this. Every single thing wrong. I asked Kenny. He asked me, what did I expect to win on? I said, I expect, like the gentleman who said to me, and I love this saying, a black guy said to me, you vulgarize complex concepts for the average person to understand. I love that. And I said to Kenny, Trinis did not understand before the connection between water and drought. They didn't understand the connection between flood and drought. They didn't understand why. They didn't understand deliberate mismanagement and governmental failure. They understand it now. They understand that Trinidad gets 10,000 times the water it could consume from the sky as rain. I expect them to vote on that. Trinidadians understand that we did not have to build a sewage system, a water system that trapped that water and washed it out to the sea instead of to reservoirs and dams and retention ponds, and I expect them to vote on that. Trinidadians understand that if we did that, then the piece of land that they have water tanks on could be repurposed for some enjoyment to their family, and I expect them to vote on that. And I expect them to vote on the savings of the electricity of the water pump, and I expect them to vote on those things, and something as simple as water management, to understand that if you were harvesting the water where it fell, we wouldn't flood. Our flooding and our droughts, our wet and dry seasons and how we handle them, we mismanage them. And I promise Trinidad and Tobago this. From education to healthcare to jobs to home ownership to the economy to how banks work, to the water and sewage management of the country, to your national security, securing the borders and ending the drug trades, and bringing the white-collar criminals low. I promise Trinidad and Tobago, every promise we made is real and it is within arm's length. You just need to want to vote yourself a better country. Kenny, thank you for stopping me. Thank you for the conversation this morning. And to all the Kennys out there this Sunday morning, wake up, Trinidad and Tobago. We could save it. We could fix it. We have a chance. Let's not waste it.